Tempest is a black box theater. I'm often asked what that means. I can answer what that means to me and my team and how we choose to create within it. It's a small space that holds limitless possibility. So its simple design works as a kind of a supercharger to the imagination. This invites writers and actors and directors and designers and musicians to create performances with an audience as opposed to an audience. So we collectively accept the challenge to focus and connect rather than get lost in spectacle and distraction. In this space, we're asked to respect and consider the most human aspects of ourselves and others.
You know what? How about I finish the job and you can judge me on that? So shower.
I didn't mean
I
to
shower
judge
you
you.
next.
We develop stories, explore techniques, and train ourselves in the art of empathy. The more inclusive we are, the stronger we become. This is a kind of temple, and when artists enter a black box theater, they know exactly where they are, which is absolutely anywhere.
Do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose.
With patience and mindfulness, humor and outrage, we can slow down headlines and hopefully discover shared truths. This is where we, as co-creators, quench our thirst for respectful conversation and share wine. So, this is a kind of clubhouse for the brave and curious.
I think the first black box performance I ever saw was about 15 years ago in Vancouver in one of Kate's classes. The experience was really astonishing. In the black box with Kate and her students, one of my first thoughts was, why aren't we filming this stuff? I mean, it was just too good to let evaporate. And we saw some of the most incredible, immediate, direct, visceral acting you could imagine. And in that environment, it was like being in the room. It's kind of a voyeuristic experience, as if you're watching something private happening behind somebody else's walls that you're sort of not allowed to see, but the privilege of the theater allows you to share these intimate moments. It's the same perspective, really, that a camera has in filmmaking. If you think about any film, really, the action, the story is happening, and at the center of it is a camera showing you what you otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to see. We've come a long way since then, but the basic premise is still the same. You know, when you simplify, remove distractions, you can focus on the work and deliver more rich, meaningful experiences. In a lot of ways, I consider a computer to be analogous to the black box theater environment. You know, when you take some work, something that you filmed, you bring it into the computer, like the imagination in a black box, you can go anywhere. There really is no limit to what you can explore and what you can share working with some basic computer tools.
It's unique that we have the film and the theater combination here within Tempest. And that's an innovative approach. Innovation happens in the spaces in between established routes and paths. And that's something that deeply inspires me. Film and theater are often considered to be quite separate practices and industries. And in their execution, perhaps they are, but they are incredibly interrelated in that the theatrical experience gives the person on stage that firsthand feedback, because as much as the audience is being entertained by what's happening on stage, the actor is being fed by that energy. And it helps with honing craft and understanding how that representation is landing with people, and it's different every night with different audiences. Actors with that theatrical experience are well served in the film industry when they're on camera by carrying that within them.
Do you know how she died?
heart failure, wasn't it?
Her heart didn't fail, it stopped. And not because it was weak, it was crazy strong. It pounded so hard, it was like punches. Do you remember her at all?
No, not really.
You will.
I think culture is something that's always growing. It's your history, but it's the direction that you're going. It's the product of your making and your thinking and your questioning.
That sums up what we do here at Tempest. We use theater and film to break down creative barriers, kind of dig through the muck of our collective experience and find something beautiful.